Hello, this is part two of creating pages working with Visual Composer. I'm going to try to cover in more detail working with the layout builder. Hopefully I'll keep it as simple as possible. So let's dive in. So let's pretend we want to make a new page. Alright, we'll come to pages. In the other video I showed you that you can actually duplicate a page and just kind of work with that content. What you could do by hitting clone, it would make another one. So if I click this, it's going to make another one. You can see contact draft, right? But I want to start from scratch to kind of go over some things. I think that's going to help you better understand how to use the builder as opposed to working off a template. Just because I think you'll learn a little bit more and maybe you'll have a better understanding of it. So let's pretend we want to make a new page. Call it awesome. And then, like I said in the other video, we want to make sure that we're using the backend editor. Right now we're not in the backend editor. So we want to click this. And then we have a blank site, basically. We have a blank template. First thing we need to do is add some rows and some content. So we'll click the element button. And what we get are a lot of options, so it can be a bit overwhelming. In this case, I want to add a banner image. So on your site, we have that main large banner image. So to do that, we want to find the banner element. So I can just type in banner, and then the search will pull it up, top banner. There it is. So give it some text. Hey there. Give it some more text. Right, and then fill out a little paragraph below that. Just going to do this real fast. Okay, we need to add our main image, so we'll click this, and we'll just choose one that's already been made just to kind of keep it easy for us. And, oh, while I'm here, do make sure the image is large enough. So this one's 1600 by 644. I recommend not going smaller than that. I also recommend don't upload a ginormous picture at 5,000 by 3,000, whatever. You don't want large images in there. It can slow down your site and cause other issues. Okay, so let's set the image, and then we need to set the button. So how about learn more, and then I'll choose a page that your site already has. So let's do areas of expertise, and then we'll set the link, save it, and then let's publish it and take a look at what we have. So here's the page. Everything looks good. However, it's not full width. So how do we make this banner image full width? Pretty easy. We want to come down to the row we made, which is this one, and we'll find that pencil icon. Click it, and then the very first option is about the row. Are we stretching the row or not? So we'll do stretch row and content, no paddings. Update this. Boom, there we go. So we have our picture, it's full width, we have our title, our paragraph, and then we have our button that is, if clicked, linking to the areas of expertise page. So pretty easy. So now we need some content below that. So what I would recommend is adding a new row, a new section. So we can do that by clicking the plus here, or the plus here, doesn't matter. I have another row, and so we don't, so we come to the pencil icon, we can do other adjustments, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So let's just add a generic body of text, a generic paragraph. So we'll come in here, find the text block, that's how we add text to the text block. Here's some generic text that's added for us. Let's say, I have a bunch of text there, right? So I'll save it. And then boom, there's our text. Wow, it's really just about touching that banner image, it's touching the footer. That looks really silly. How do we fix that? I'm glad you asked. There's a couple different ways to do this. Every pencil icon, for the most part, is going to have a way for you to adjust what's called the padding or the margin, basically the space in between elements. In this case, I'll recommend using the main one. So we'll click the pencil again, and we see design options. And what we'll see is margin, border, and padding. So we can do margin. I'm not going to get into the difference between margin and padding, but this is, this is enough for now. So let's go ahead and we need to do percents. Let me back up. We should do percents because of mobile. A while back when mobile wasn't a big deal, people weren't looking on your phones, we would do pixels. But because people, for the most part, are checking out your website on the phone, we want to do percents. So I'll just do 5% for top space, 5% for bottom space. Update, and then boom, we've had our spacing. Hey, maybe you think it's not enough space. Maybe you want more. So you just come back to that, and then we can maybe make it an 8. An 8. Save it. And then maybe you want to add a title. Title goes here, right? Whoops, I can't spell. So we'll highlight this and I'll give this an H1 tag. Save it. So we should have a title now and a bit more space. Boom, there we are. There's your space. Okay, now I want to show you something else that's pretty cool. Let's say you want to add another text section, which you really don't want to sit there and do all that work again. Well, we can just duplicate it by clicking the document over the document icon. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. But let's say you want to add 3 columns of text. So it's one, well, let me show you so you understand. So if you hover over this icon right here, see how that box pops up? We can actually choose rows. We can set rows. We have different rows. So I'm just going to do 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3 rows. And then let me trim up some text here, make some changes real fast. Let's see, trim that up. H1 is too big, I'll do an H4, save it. And then I'll duplicate. I'll select on this, and I'll drag this bad boy over. I'll do it again. Bad boy over. Now I just quickly created a 3-column section on a new row. If I check it, boom, 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 boom. All right, so we did that. Now maybe I want to add a colored background to it. All right, so I'll choose the pencil icon again, design options, and then I'll choose a background color. Now real fast, whether you want to remember this or use this or not will be up to you, but I'm going to show you the difference between padding and margin. So there's my color. So there is my box, and then it's touching the text almost, it's not full width. We got a lot of different things going on here, right? So what I'll do, whoops, sorry, I want to stretch row. I can do this. Now my text is wide. Okay, I don't like that. I'm just toying around here so you can kind of see what's going on. All right, now I got my full colored bar, but it's not giving me any space in the text, and that's because I have margin sets and not padding. And basically the difference between padding and margin is the space between the actual element to the next element. So in this case, this right here is one element. So the margin is from the bottom of this one to the start of this one. Padding would be the space within the element. So in this case, we have this gray background bar. There's no padding, there's no space within the element. So it's space within the element as opposed to space between elements. So if I get rid of this, and I add space within that element. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. We'll see the difference here. update. See how that is now? It's space within this area. That's why I added this bar so you kind of see. So margin is space from this to this, element to element. Padding is within its own element. So meaning this background is within the same row. It's within the same area. Okay? Now I'm not going to cover every single thing that VC does. I don't think you're going to need it. I don't think you're going to use everything, nor should you. There's a lot of things you can do, and I've seen a lot of clients screw up their site because they all of a sudden got creative one day and wanted to start doing things, and they caused some issues with the site. So I'm just kind of going over different items so you understand how that drag and drop builder works, because that way if you need to make a change, you can stay on top of it, that kind of a thing. You know, for instance, this expertise page, we have some centered text, and we have this cool font, this italic, whatever font that is, and that looks pretty neat. So, you know, how are we adding that? Let's see. Let's add another row. Make sure we got some little bit of spacing there. So do 5%, 5%. All right. And then just to keep it quick and easy, I'll duplicate this and I'll just drag it down. But what I don't want to do is keep the same title. We want to, how do we use in Trello, how are we using this cool title here? How are we centering this text like this? Well, first we can center the text by selecting it all. And just like your Word editor or your email, we can align center. We'll save that. Oops, we're not on this page, are we? We're on this page. So there we go, and then there's our centered text. So how do we get that cool title in there? Well, we want to add a section to this row. We can do that by clicking the plus within that, not here, not there, but within this row. We want to keep it within it. So let's click the plus. And it's cursive, and I think it's H2. Let's see, heading, your, whoops, I can't spell your apparently, title here. And then where do you want to put the text? You want it center, left, or right? We obviously want center. And again, I can't spell. Center. I've made it, but we need to make sure it's on top, not the bottom, right? So we'll just drag it up, let go, it's on the top now. Hit update. And there we go. Pretty cool. And I'm going to cover inserting pictures real fast because that's a pretty neat thing. You obviously can insert a picture right into this section, like by clicking your eye, like we went over in the blog post. You click in there, I can click Add Media and float it right. However, we can do that a different way. And I probably would suggest this method over that method just because it's centered text and some other things going on. So let me break this up. Let me make this, let's choose this one. Here's our text here. And now I've created two columns by clicking this, choosing my option. Now I'll click this plus, and then you'll see single image. Single image. And then let's add our image. We'll do, let's see what we got here. This one will work. Set the image, and I want full size. So I'll just type in full. You can see right here it has options for you. You can type in the actual pixel size. I'm just going to type in full. Okay. We can actually make the image clickable if we want to, but we don't need to mess with any of that. So full image is the standard good old image. We'll update this. And let's check what we got. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, there's your image. Now, the reason I showed you this is normally that this image would be down in here, wrapped around the text, but I don't want the text to wrap. I want the image to be separate from this text altogether. Okay, so once that is placed, we can kind of work with manipulating spacing and that kind of thing. So I'm going to come back to this thing. I'm going to make this left. So it aligns left. I want to make this back to left. And then what I can do is I can come to design options like I've gone over many a time in the other sections. and I can adjust the padding, meaning the spacing from up here. So I want to push this down some. So I'll do, let's see, how about 5 again, 5%, 5%. So let's push this image down some. And there we are. We pushed down a bit. This is now squared over, and then if I want to push this down even more, I simply would just keep entering in my variables to kind of push it down to where I was happy. If you're having a problem with this one, you can actually work from the actual column pencil and accomplish the same thing. So 12%, for instance, 12%. And then we'll see it's pushed down some more. Okay, I think this video is long enough. You hopefully have a good understanding of working with this plugin.